Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot. Coming at you with something small but yet enormously stupid by the Biden administration and people on the left. I mean, nothing surprises me anymore. But before I continue, just want to thank the new subscribers, people checking out my videos more and more, my content. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and tell your friends. Check out what I got. So supposedly the Biden administration, his, I don't even know what to call them anymore, because it seems like the people that work for him just have nothing better else to do than to just try to fix something that's not broken. So now they're attacking ceiling fans, which I don't understand why, but because no matter what they do, they want to get rid of gas stoves, they want to put smart thermostats and all this other nonsense, and now they want to attack ceiling fans. And for what? Because they want to save energy or whatever the case is. But here's the thing: they talk so much about saving energy, but yet they keep raising the cost of energy, nationwide. The oil, the gas, the electric bills keep going up and all that. But listen to this, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of people right now that are suffering these heat waves, that are trying to save money by not turning on their central AC. They have the ceiling fans on. I like to see how they're going to make this work, but here we go.
Stoves, then the dishwashers, and then the water heaters.
And now the Biden administration apparently cracking down on ceiling fans.
What's next, our pants? Hillary Vaughn from our sister network, Fox Business, is live on Capitol Hill with more. Hillary.
Good morning, Brian, Ainsley, and Steve. Well, it turns out that Biden's cabinet may not be the biggest fan of your ceiling fans. The Department of Energy has a new proposed rule that would make ceiling fans more energy efficient so that they are more climate friendly. The Department of Energy is saying this about their new rule: the proposed standards for ceiling fans are projected to yield significant environmental benefits. DOE maintains that environmental and public health benefits associated with the more efficient use of energy are important to take into account when considering the need for national energy conservation. But you can't blow past the cost new regulations would have on the ceiling fan industry. According to the Department of Energy's own analysis, the new rules would save households about $39 over the lifespan of the new energy efficient fan. But the cost to manufacturers in an increased equipment will cost about $86 million. Republicans on the House Small Business Committee writing to Energy Secretary Granholm this rule would require numerous small business fan manufacturers to redesign their products and may put between 10 and 30% of small business ceiling fan manufacturers out of business.
And there you go. Another dumb way to make the companies, have to reconfigure all their products, because one of their whack jobs in their office said, I put this scientific paper together, and there's something else that we can attack in people's lives. First it was the water heaters, the thermostats, the gas stoves, supposedly they're trying to get rid of. Now it's ceiling fans. But yet, it's funny how in California, months ago, I was reading articles where people would leave their thermostat set at, let's just say, 80 degrees. Because it was going to be hot that day while they went to work. They wanted to come home, to a relatively cool apartment. Come to find out, a lot of people were complaining that they didn't understand why, the apartments were so hot. And they all had one thing in common: their thermostats were shut off. Or if not, the thermostat was raised up to like 88 degrees. So all this new technology that people, want to stand by and say, oh, it's the new rave and we're doing this for the environment. Do you not know that that's how they monitor what you're doing? And at a whim, all they got to do is flip a switch and control everybody's stuff. Not to mention what it's going to do to these small companies, like let's say Hampton Bay or something like that makes these ceiling fans. And people say, well, they're not a small company. I mean, if you look at all the different ceiling fans, I mean, you have to be really top notch. So they all, share a piece of the pie. But, to have the smaller businesses, lose business. I mean, what good does that do for the environment? So you're making clean air, but you're making more people poor. So what are you cleaning up the air for? So everybody that's homeless has clean air to sit outside in a tent without a ceiling fan? Let's continue.
The founder and CEO of Super Duty Fans made in Texas, Phil Eggers, tells me he doesn't get why the Department of Energy is singling them out, telling us this. They've had the intention to regulate industrial fans for years. I think the reason they're getting around to it now is because Biden has told every department to go and make things more green. They're spending more money on lawyers and Department of Energy people than they will ever save in 30 years of energy savings. It's just ridiculous. Now, if this rule goes into effect, it would apply to not just imported fans here to the U.S., but every fan manufactured here.
And the thing with that, that's how they're going to spin it. Say, well, it's going to affect even the imports, which is fine. I'm sure that it will, but it won't affect them on the scale that is going to affect the small American-made companies that are here. Because if China's making 80% of the ceiling fans, or many of the parts for them, they're going to stay in business. Whereas the smaller companies here, like this one in Texas, if they're manufacturing all their parts, or at least 80% of their parts at home, it's going to shut them out of business, which is what? It is a monopoly power grab. And this is the way the Biden administration caters to the Chinese and the Ukrainians and the Russians, believe it or not. And this is what people voted for. They voted for a tyrant. Actually, they voted, not that he got the votes. I mean, we all know by now, the election was stolen. I mean, more and more proof is coming out. It's undeniable. No more waiting 70 years for paperwork to be declassified. But it doesn't surprise me. It reminds me when Obama was president, when I first moved to Florida, there were smoke shops all around. I mean, as far as you can go, smoke shops that had the machines inside. You buy the tobacco, you bought the filters and all that. And for like $5, you can pump out 2 or 3 cartons of cigarette for yourself. And it cost you, let's just say $60, $20 a carton. And one of the regulations was, and Obama is a smoker. He smokes cigarettes. And, in his infinite wisdom, which it wasn't infinite, they went and, he got the ATF and all that to crack down on these smoke shops. So they first started with taking away the machines. And they were saying that it was because people were, making the cartons of cigarettes and then reselling them. My opinion on that was, who gives a shit? So he wind up doing that. Then they wind up taxing the tobacco and tobacco products in the stores so bad that in the one part of Florida that I was at, the first 3 years, let's just say there was 10 of these tobacco shops. I mean, it went down to like 1. And all you could do was buy the tobacco, some tobacco products, but you had to buy rolling paper. And if you wanted filters, you had to buy the filters. You had to do everything by hand, where they were selling these little handheld cigarette rollers. But before one of the stores closed down, I made friends with the owner and the owner's son. Come to find out that him and his family had moved there from Brooklyn, New York, years earlier. And they were doing great. And he said that as soon as Obama became president and started passing those laws against tobacco, that they were paying out more in taxes every month and in fines than they were bringing in customers. And it was so bad that I went in there one day to buy some tobacco and get some rolling paper. And I think it was like 50, it wasn't too long ago either. It was like 50 cents for the little pack of paper. I gave him $1. He gave me 50 cents. And before I walked out, he said, hold on 1 second. And I said, what's up? And he turned around from the counter, grabbed the whole box, which was like 500 packs of the rolling paper. He said, here, we're closing shop anyway. They were disgusted. They ruined the business that was there for years with their regulations. And if nobody sees that Biden is just Obama 3.0, 2, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's regulation after regulation after regulation. And this is why Democrats ruin the freaking economy. Whereas when Trump became president, he was getting rid of all these bullshit regulations that was making people poor, making people lose their businesses, making it harder on the American taxpayer. Well, let's continue. Well, I should say finish off.
Brian Ainsley and Steve, back to you.
Hey,
Well, that's it. But, you know, it's it just blows my mind. And, you know, I tell you, looking at the debates a couple of nights ago, well, I didn't even look at the debate. I wound up watching the Tucker Carlson Trump interview, and I mean, they hit 250 million views. Okay, whereas the debate, I don't even know what they got. I mean, I would think that the debate and every news station combined, it got nowhere near 200 million views. You know, Trump had done things that was making America prosperous in a very short amount of time. That's why so many people on the left are leaving and they're voting for Trump. You know, there are so many other things that this administration should be paying attention to, and the departments within the administration, and they're wasting their time on this frivolous shit, and at the same time destroying people's lives by making it harder for people to capitalize on business. And it's right out of the playbook of communism. You know, it's right out the playbook of fascism, socialism. But yet people swear, and I look at a lot of comments by people on the left, and they have so much hate against one man, Trump. But yet they probably work in a lot of these small businesses and don't even realize how it's going to affect them. Either that or they just don't care. Because I'm beginning to believe that a lot of these people on the left, they don't care if they suffer the same penalties. They just want to see somebody else that doesn't agree with them hurt by those penalties. Not that they get hurt by it. Because they'll just as much as take a nice big scoop of that bowl of shit and say that it's chocolate pudding. As long as they know that the people that they don't like get hurt. The Biden administration is disgusting. Biden is a tyrant. And be prepared for more of this. But you know what? Like I keep telling everybody, it's going to get better. There's a lot going on, but it's going to get better. As soon as these Democrats are out of power and a lot more black people and Latino, they're waking up and they're going to vote. I was listening to a black channel created actually yesterday, and even he said it. He said that if the Republicans, if Trump and the Republicans, or if it wasn't Trump, if it was the Republicans, if they got 20% of the black vote, and I've been thinking the same thing for a long time, there will never be another Democrat in the White House again. They wouldn't even need the Latin vote. But I think that the left is realizing that, and they see more black people, not so much Latinos, but more black people turning, that's why they're keeping the border open, because of course they want the vote. So they think that they're going to have these people vote leftists. But what they're not understanding is that a lot of these people that are, besides the criminals that are coming across the border, these people are fleeing socialism and communism. And they're not stupid. They're not stupid. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Please comment, like, share, subscribe, pass it along. And as always, stay vigilant, keep praying, and keep praying for each other. Peace.